Welcome to World's Greatest Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host with the most, Manos, joined by Adani and Dub the One.
Oh no, y'all's name tags are up backwards again.
Bodacious.
I gotta fix it. I gotta fix it.
So, today I want to discuss.
Alright, you are now Manosk and not Bodacious any longer.
I was kind of enjoying being Bodacious. Anyway, I figure we start. This past Wednesday on Dynamite, they introduced the beautiful, brand new TBS title for the women.
The Haas
And
Championship.
I'm kind of curious how that's gonna work. Like, is the TBS title gonna be defended on TBS, and then the TNT title for the men's can only be defended on Rampage on Friday?
I assume it'll. I assume they're essentially just television titles, and they're just.
No, they are. There's naming
Yeah.
the networks, but I mean, that wouldn't really make sense to defend the TNT championship on TBS or the TBS championship on TNT on Rampage. So it seems like, I mean,
unless the TNT stands for total non-stop. You know,
by that last
t-
T.
touchdown.
Oh, so on Busted Open Radio, I don't know why this reminded me of that. It has nothing to do with that. But Busted Open Radio, they were talking about this week how, you know, AEW is pretty much the Noah's Ark of wrestling, because when the pandemic hit and other people were hurting money wise, and some companies were laying people off, AEW happened to be there to save them all and put them in Noah's Ark.
Yeah, I'll give it that for sure. I mean, and to be honest, it's a great product. So I mean, it worked. I mean, you know, the other companies, we should say, made some decisions to let a lot of talent go, and AEW was there to, welcome them in, because there was no. I mean, there were a lot of superstars that that showed that they could be superstars, and just other companies could not display them like AEW has, and they've just been phenomenal with that for sure.
And then now with their newer and improved women's division that they've accumulated, and who do you think will end up winning the TBS championship?
I mean, is it who I want to, or who do I think will actually do it?
Either or. Who do you want? Who do you think would be the best, in your
Wow.
opinion, best TBS champion for the first championship?
I mean, I want Sheeta to be the champion. I was like,
Who? Oh, Sheeta.
yeah. I mean, I don't know that she'd be the best option, but that's who I want.
Bodacious, you're muted. So if you've been talking this whole time, we didn't hear a word you said.
I might have been ejected a couple of times.
Well, at least he was muted, so he couldn't interrupt us.
Hey, man, you gotta have a jerk on the show. That's me. It's what I'm here for.
But yeah, who do you think should be the first TBS champion? Okay, let me put it this way. Who do you think should be the first TBS champion, and why did you choose Thunder Rosa?
Well, I really would like to see Thunder Rosa win the big one. And I was gonna go with Ruby Soho would be the TBS champion because I could see her having a really long run with it, and establishing the title. Um, but I kind of am starting to realize that the ball's in the other court where it's probably going to be Ruby Soho getting the big one and Thunder Rosa getting the other title, but having a long run with it. But I'm okay either way.
But actually, I changed my mind. Not Thunder Rosa. I think probably if not Thunder Rosa, then I would say Jade Cargill. She could
You
be
know
that
now.
female Roos Miro.
I will.
Huh?
You know, now that I think about it, I'm gonna go ahead and say something different too. But I'm gonna say it because of I'm gonna say Jamie Hayter
Mm-hmm.
because she has
Okay.
gotten a lot of traction on Twitter these days. So I think that's going to be recognized, and I think that she'll see a a decent push that isn't just Britt Baker's bodyguard.
Hmm. The main reason I think Jade Cargill is because this Jade Cargill, and she would have mass appeal in the advertisements. I mean, isn't she already featured in the opening? She has that. She's like she's like a black Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I can definitely see the reasonings for sure.
like she would be their Charlotte, like how that Charlotte Flair look, that presence,
I
and it would make sense to have her as the first champion because she would be great advertisement with that belt.
I get that she could be AEW's Charlotte Flair, but like in my opinion, there are two Black Charlotte Flairs and they're already in WWE.
No, I
Yeah,
meant like
super
the look,
athletic.
I meant like the that tall stature look that Charlotte Flair has and the way she carries herself. Jade Cargill kind of carries herself that same way, like that ego, like she believes what she's saying. She believes her character is the extension of her, pretty much. Like that, I'm better than you, and you know it.
Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair is. I mean, like in AEW.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like athletic wise, she does all. She could do. I bet you she could do everything Charlotte does.
Yeah, yeah. But I just meant like that's
And
like
Sasha.
that's like she's like the closest thing that AEW has to that look.
Yeah, yeah.
The larger than life. I
It's
mean,
true.
I would say it'd come down to her or hmm, yeah, Jamie Hayter,
Yeah.
or actually, unless they decide to throw a curveball,
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't make any sense. Ignore what I just
left
said.
a left curveball as opposed to a
I
right
left this
curveball.
curveball. This is complete that's jibber jabber. Unless they decide to have Paige Van Zant come in inside the wrestle and win it.
She
I
has
don't.
been showing up.
Mm-hmm. It seems like she's getting a little more comfortable and probably enjoying the the
I don't know why I thought your curveball was gonna be like Statlander. I was like, really? But you didn't go there, so all right. Nothing wrong with Statlander, but I mean, she's been in a lot of the storylines lately.
and I don't think it'll be Statlander. Like I said, it's gonna be somebody who's gonna be a presence that TBS and TNT like the look of, and that's why I was thinking someone more like Jade Cargill. She has that athletic look to her.
Yeah. No, I can definitely see it for sure.
Now, what do you think about, do you think what's his name? Like, okay, sorry. Y'all both watched Dynamite,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And you saw who the Joker was this week.
Oh yeah.
The return of Hangman Page. Everyone was crying. They wanted Page to face of Kenny and not Christian. And they wanted Page has to be the one. Like, they were gonna do it. These people had to be patient, and now he won the Joker was the casino ladder match to
Mm-hmm.
now face Kenny, which I'm pretty sure is gonna be a Full Gear.
Right.
Do you think Full Gear is gonna be when they finally pull the trigger and have him take the belt? There were rumors that it was supposed to happen this summer, but well, at All Out, but he was having his baby and requested the time off. Do you think Full Gear and story wise is Full Gear the time to finally dethrone Kenny after the amazing matches you've seen him have against Daniel Bryan and Christian? And he still has yet to go 1-on-1 against CM Punk. No, we're talking once now.
Well, I'm giving Bodacious a chance to say
I think he's frozen.
he's frozen in the thinking man pose. Um, so I mean, to be
Am
honest,
I muted?
no,
There you
you
go.
were
Now
just
you're back.
frozen.
You're frozen.
You're back now.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm talking. I can hear you guys. What's going on?
All right, what you got?
Uh, uh, I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
Kenny
Oh,
Omega with possibly facing Hangman Page at Full
oh,
Gear.
yeah, perfect. Yeah. I think this is a better time for him, and I think it would be better for him to win now rather than then, because for one, now people are more excited for him. He's had a comeback. But also, um, Kenny Omega versus CM Punk doesn't need the title. It's going to be a good match regardless.
Be the number
Um,
one contender to face Adam Page.
yeah, I think it's Page's time. He should have done. He should have done had the title a while ago. I'm super excited for it. I don't care if he goes
Oh,
heel, face, whatever. I'm ready for it.
did you notice how big that pop was when his music hit?
Huge.
I'm just gonna say like, and I posted this on Twitter. So if you follow me on Twitter, you definitely saw this. I was like, but he in his little like intro bar at the bottom, it says finally showed up to work, and I was like, that was the like like the absolute best like comment that I've possibly seen like when a wrestler comes in like it's like it's like it's like
They always have funny stuff like that on there, though.
as if
That's
Yeah.
AEW didn't
one of their
know that he
things.
was gonna be gone. Like he just didn't show up for several months. Like it's just hilarious. Um, but you know it's weird. If you had asked me this before Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega's match, I would say yes. But when Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega had their match, and like it feels like to insert Hangman Page now. So if AEW does a good job with ending that feud with Daniel Bryan, I'm for it. But if that feud keeps going, then I can't see where you make that
I think
call that
I
at that
kind of
point.
see that feud done for now. Darren's frozen again. I kind of think that feud is over with now because now that Hangman won, their attention is going to be right back on him and Dark Order.
Well, I mean, you say that, but we'll see what happens, you know, in the next week or so because it, at you
All right,
know
Darren's back.
at Dynamite they just had like a really great 8-man tag match.
Yeah,
So I mean, there's still a lot they can do with that, with Not. Oh no, now your name tags are wrong again. Now I gotta mix it. Say, say, Manosk, you become bodacious again. What's happening? Oh
What's
no!
going on?
What is?
Wait, why is it
What
full
did you
screen now?
do? No!
What is going on? What is going on?
Somebody's. I'm looking at
What
your
is going
screen. No,
on?
turn it off. Turn off share screen. You're ruining everything.
I don't want to share screen. What happened? Undo.
Wait, that's your wallpaper?
Okay. Crisis averted.
What the heck is going on?
All right, so let me change. Let me change their
I'm
name
just
tags
picturing
again.
Manas like spitting his water like Triple H.
Suddenly, Manosk became bodacious, and bodacious became Manosk.
And the Johnny's down there.
No, Adani's always where he is on my screen. Adani doesn't move.
So,
Donnie
so,
doesn't know. Donnie doesn't know.
Don't tell Adani.
so who? Okay, say Hangman does win in a couple weeks at Pool Gear. Who would be the big heel be coming after him?
Rusev.
I
Who?
think you mean Miro.
Miro?
Oh, my bad. Yeah, totally Miro. Whoops.
That's
Also, the newly turned Dark Order, led by Evil Uno.
no. I was waiting. Like you mean Evil Uno that turns out to be Bray Wyatt?
Yeah,
No, unfortunately, I really do think that they're gonna go to Impact.
Impact.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's
I mean, they could
definitely.
have some crossover and some matches and some feuds because AEW is good like that. But no, I really do think that they're gonna unfortunately go to Impact just because AEW's had so many signings lately. There's not really any room for them to flourish there.
Well, I think I agree with you, Bodacious, on them going over to Impact, um, like or TNA, whatever they are these days. Um,
So the reason I was saying I actually foresee Braun Strowman ending up in AEW is because his mentor and the person that attracted him to wrestling is Mark Henry, who signed with AEW, and Mark Henry has already said he he wants him in AEW, and that's his real life friend, and like I said, his mentor. So I'm pretty sure that's going to have more heavier sway than anything Impact's going to throw at him.
I know that he's been having a lot of interviews with EC3, and I feel like they're more of an item than people realize. So wherever EC3 goes, I believe Braun Strowman's going.
But Braun's also more about money than anything else, and the biggest paycheck and most exposure would come out of being in AEW and being associated with Warner Brothers Studios and everything. So you get cast in movies, like cameos in movies and TV shows and stuff, versus Impact, which is on a smaller network now,
it's true.
only and a really
I think
small
that
audience.
if they go to Impact, I believe that it would be a open contract type of a thing, because I believe Braun would do or whatever he's going to go by now would do really well for himself
Adam Shear.
to go to Japan.
I think they said his name's gonna be the Titan Adam Shear.
Adam
Shear.
Sure.
I think whatever his last name is.
Yeah, I think he'll do really good in Japan because he's such a big guy. I believe he could, win in New Japan. I believe he could win in AEW and Impact, and I believe he could do all that, but centered and on a contract with Impact.
Like I said, I kind of foresee him probably trying to get into AEW before accepting the Impact deal. Only, like I said, because of the Warner Brothers connection.
Well, going back to your initial question, if Hangman Page does beat um, Kenny Omega, I think it'd be natural to move. I mean, obviously things matter. Like obviously, what we see from this point till then is going to determine a lot. But if I had to make a guess today as to what who his next feud would be, I would say Adam Cole.
Baby.
Because it'd be a natural progression. You defeated the leader, then Adam Cole step up to try and get it back. So something along
I
those lines.
kind of foresee Adam Cole instead going up against one of the members of the Dark Order or something.
Well, again, that goes back to what we talked about. Right now, they're. I mean, as of Wednesday, they were in a feud with Daniel Bryan,
Yeah, I know.
Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Christian Cage. I mean, that's what they have going on right now. So we'll have to see how it develops from here. Because it seems odd that it seems odd it would just be a magical transition, like all of a sudden, Daniel Bryan, and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus just start ignoring this super elite, and now we have.
I mean, it could be that they instead come out to assist Hangman instead of the Dark Order.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that'd be more realistic for sure. I mean, in the unless you go a different route, of course. But yeah, I mean that would make an easier transition than as it stands right now. Also, go ahead.
AEW is really good with doing like these random gauntlets that lead to a championship match, or a small tournament that's like a week or two that'll lead to a championship match. So I could see something like that happening where you get like a Jungle Boy getting a match against the champion Adam Page. I could see that eventually leading to bad blood for something accidentally happening incidentally leads to more of a feud, because I definitely see them wanting to build more out of Jungle Boy, the same way that they built MJF, the same way that they built up different guys. So I could see a
But
feud with Page and Jungle Boy commencing somewhere within the year, or whoever the champion would be.
do you think they would put the championship belt on Punk and Brian Danielson? Sorry.
He can still be Daniel Bryan. He doesn't have to be
He's
Brian
Brian.
Danielson.
His real name is Brian Danielson.
Yeah, but it's easier to say Daniel Bryan.
But it's a slap in the face. It's actually really easier to say Brian Danielson.
No, you're wrong. Nope. Mm-mm.
No, because I already knew him as Brian Danielson, and when they changed his name, that was confusing.
Easier to say the American Dragon.
Is the American Dragon.
So since he only has, like, he's only had a couple, like, this 3-year contract, and he's done with his career. So do you go ahead and throw the championship on him and have him wave that flag and try to attract a lot of lapsed WWE viewers over to AEW?
It depends.
I don't think you put the title on him for that reason, but I think that match with Kenny Omega proved that he is deserving of a title run, or at least having the title. That way you have the lineage of having a Brian Danielson.
He's one of the best in the world. I mean,
I don't think he should be a long-term champion, and I don't want to hot shot my belt yet because it's a new belt, and I don't want to take it off a. Well, I could see him winning it off of Kenny as long as Daniel gets it to Page.
No.
Sooner than later.
He can't. No. Page has to be one. Take it off Kenny. That's how you make him into a star, and then you can have a Daniel Bryan go heel or something to get it off of Hangman. As long as Hangman's the one that takes off Kenny, that's the moment that's gonna take him to that next level.
Yeah, but I think if he gets it, he needs to have a long run.
Well, the
I
thing
mean, yeah, he
is,
can.
I think I think that Kenny Omega and Daniel Bryan are going to fight for the championship before Full Gear. Like I feel like that's going to happen. So if in that regard, I feel like that feud will end. They'll fight again, and Kenny Omega will win in some way, however that happens, and then he'll move on to Hangman Page if that leads to Full Gear. Full Gear's what, still about a month and a half away, right? Like I mean, we have like
No,
7 weeks.
it's no, it's not that long. Think. Let me see. It is like Saturday, November 13th. You got one, two, three, four, 5 more weeks.
6 weeks? Oh, 5 weeks. Okay.
So I
Gonna
mean,
come
I
pretty quickly.
I think that they'll probably have the match around Halloween.
yeah, because they will be. I mean that the with um,
I don't think they're gonna have it.
NXT does
Not for
have
the title.
well NXT does have Halloween Havoc coming back, so they I would think that AEW would have some kind of special event to counter that.
And I do
No,
agree with Adani that I think that if they do that match, they have interference and have it as a dusty finish, and whoever interferes is who Daniel Bryan or American Dragon is going to feud with
feud
next.
with.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't do counter programming.
No, no, I know it's not it was I. It's not in the full. It's not in the sense of them actually doing counter programming. It's just they're
No, that's what I
It's
mean. You
logical
saying
and it
they're
makes
having a
sense.
special. And I was saying no, they actually don't do that. They don't really do anything special for. They didn't last 2 years at least, or the last year
no, I
do
know.
anything
I'm just
special
saying
for Halloween
that
or anything like that.
generally special events that happen on live TV are they tend to share like the type of programming for like if when AEW has some special event, WWE will counter with a special event type of thing as well. So it's likely that since WWE has is playing up Halloween Havoc type thing, that you could have some championship match that week to as like a because the week is already hyped up for wrestling. It's like
Lemmy,
Yeah, I
a lot of
the
people
future
having
wrestling fans.
it's like a lot of people having their wrestling programs like the during WrestleMania week. It's like there's a lot of people they're feeding the energy off of WrestleMania to get people looking at the wrestling product because WrestleMania attracts people who you don't always watch wrestling. It's the Super Bowl of wrestling, basically.
well, they have a policy. They're not allowed. They don't book anything on WrestleMania weekend because Tony Khan said that's WWE's weekend. Doesn't want to take away from it because he is a fan of wrestling.
Right.
Period. So, um, no, I don't. I really don't think that Daniel Brian Danielson is going to have his title match against Kenny. Mainly because they emphasize the ranking matter, the wins and losses matter, and he's not. And I don't think he's in the top five. There are people ahead of him, and he'd have to fight each of them to beat him, in my opinion. AEW ranking. Because now Hangman Adam Page is the should
Number
be number
one
one contender.
contender.
No, okay. So as of yesterday, I guess before Adam won, the number one contender is Orange Cassidy. Number two is John Moxley. Number three is Lance Archer. Number four is Miro, and number five is Christian. And so there's no way. It's not enough time for him to pass all those people up, become number one contender to get in the match. I think when you see them again, it's gonna be after Kenny Omega loses the title.
We'll see. We'll definitely see on that.
Anything else AEW or World of Wrestling wise y'all wish to discuss? Oh, I got one more thing. Do you think the formerly known as Iconics will
The
show up in
Inspiration?
AEW for the TBS title tournament?
The Inspiration? Isn't that what they're going by
Yeah,
now?
yeah, Inspiration.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think that they're gonna go to Impact.
I feel like if they
They're
were
gonna be
going to join AEW, they would have already done it.
Not necessarily.
I understand what you're saying. I just don't agree
No,
with it.
it's about timing. It's all about timing.
I think that they're gonna be pushed as the new beautiful people on Impact.
Trying to think of anything else on Twitter that I scoped out. Anything important?
Just chilling up here by this mountain.
The air is probably
Peaceful-
pretty good up there. Do you need to wear a mask?
Peaceful tranquility. I'm wearing a mask for your benefit, not mine.
All right. So, any last words before we wrap this up?
If you like the video, make sure to hit that like and
Subscribe.
subscribe if you want to see more content like this.
We eating W's.
You want to plug your Twitter
Yeah.
and Twitch?
Yeah, well, I haven't streamed in ages, but please go follow us at the greatest WRE1 on Twitter, also at Adani's Gamerspace if you want to see more content, wrestling, gaming news, lots of different stuff on there. I'm not even sure what's happening right now.
Woo!
Okay, all right.
William.
I think I'm done, right? That's it.
You cut?
Are you gonna say goodbye, or you want me to say goodbye? You're the
Everybody
host,
say goodbye.
Mr. You're...
Ta-ta. Just bye. Just say bye.
Y'all have
Not everybody.
So thank you
I
for
believe
watching.
that's
Y'all
all,
have an
folks.
amazing week of wrestling, and we'll see y'all next week.